India was a rich country, a prosperous country, with a civilization that was the oldest and the first in the world. India's Gurukul Parampara was turned into a clerk-producing system for the British. India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, a Britain-educated elite, dragged India to dumps with his Fabian socialism, and then started a period of disastrous Congress rule. And in this constant struggle, Indians turned themselves into people who survived only to make ends meet. Indians stopped hoping. Indians stopped dreaming. Indians stopped living. But a new India is on its way. The oldest and the first civilization of the world is aiming for the skies again. And when I say sky, I literally mean sky. Hi and welcome. This is TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. And I'm the group founder, Atul Mishra. In this video, I will tell you about a tiny little startup and India's elite space organization, ISRO's bold dreams. Let's begin. In a path-breaking development, the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, has entered into a framework memorandum of understanding, that is MOU, with Hyderabad-based SpaceTech startup Skyroot Aerospace, allowing the private player access to ISRO's facilities and expertise towards the development and testing of subsystems and systems of space-launched vehicles. According to ISRO, the framework MOU will enable Skyroot Aerospace to undertake multiple tests and access facilities at various ISRO centers, and also enable it to avail technical expertise of ISRO for testing and qualifying the space launch vehicle systems and subsystems. With the MOU, Skyroot has become the first private company to formally enter into an agreement with ISRO. Skyroot is backed by the promoters of renewable energy firm Greenko Group, explosive manufacturer and ISRO supplier Solar Industries and Curefit founder Mukesh Bansal. In December last year, Skyroot had announced a successful test firing of its solid propulsion rocket stage named Kalam 5. The private space tech company was founded in 2018 by former ISRO scientists Pawan, Kumar, Chandana and Naga, Bharath, Daka. Indian startups are heavily service-oriented. Indian startups thrive on the e-commerce model, from 1mg medicines to furniture. They all relate to providing something to consumers in exchange for money. Not many startups focus on building unconventional products. For example, space exploration and space tech are something in which a handful of Indian startups have engaged themselves. Among them, Skyroot is the first to crack a deal with ISRO. Here on, the Indian space startup scene will definitely witness an upswing, as ISRO and the Department of Space have both conveyed their willingness to help out and aid budding companies who have a keen interest in space. In June 2020, the Modi government had approved the creation of a new organization to ensure greater private participation in India's space activities. The Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, or the INSpace, was meant to assess the needs and demands of private players, including educational and research institutions, and explore ways to accommodate these requirements in consultation with ISRO. It seems the body has begun working and the results are out for all to see. While Skyroot is the first private player to partner with ISRO for its projects, it will definitely not be the last, and that is something that promises to push India's space program to greater heights. The involvement of private players in India's space exploration and advancement journey would mean that such companies would rise to give competition to the likes of Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, Sierra Nevada Corporation, SpaceX and others. It would also place India on the global space map as a country whose time for space exploration has truly come. ISRO on its own cannot possibly undertake a variety of missions. However, private players can, and India can still be made proud. Therefore, India's space portfolio is set to witness diversification, and that is something every Indian should be proud of. The agreement between ISRO and Skyroot will also motivate others to develop space-centric startups. India's push for greater private involvement in the space sector could not have come at a better time. Now, not only will India be able to diversify its involvement in space, but its startups will also be motivated to try something new and non-service oriented. The demand for space-based applications and services is growing within India, and ISRO is by itself unable to cater to the unprecedented rise in demand. The need for satellite data, imageries, and space technology now cuts across sectors, from weather to agriculture to transport to urban development, and the involvement of private players has now become a necessity. The MOU goes a long way in convincing budding entrepreneurs to take their chances with the space sector, which is why the agreement between ISRO and Skyroot is truly revolutionary.